Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids and we're back for some more Mardek, and you might be asking, hey, what's the deal? Why are we back up at the top of the temple? And the reason is, you guys were saying that we might have forgotten to speak to one of the priests, and also, I believe, we have now brought back all of SideQuest Priest's friends, so let's talk to SideQuest Priest here. Great! You found them all! I said I'd reward you if you did, so here you go. Have this nice pretty amulet with our great generic stylized sun symbol on it. You can show it off to all your friends. And probably be asked, what on Belfan is that gaudy thing? Actually, since I feel a mere trinket is not enough and I feel like I should be a better person out of fear of my deity, I have another reward for you too. It's a strange orb that I found somewhere. It actually creeps me out because it sounds like it's whispering sometimes. Take it, please! Anyway, thanks again for your help. Okay. Thanks for the cursed artifact that you gave us. Wow. I sure am glad to be up here again with all my dear friends. Thought I was done for down there. See if anyone else has anything to say about it. These rescued priests. They've quite a rhythm. They're all dancing together, right? I just get so involved in my reading that I didn't notice when the others were evacuating because of the monsters. Could have been the end of me, but you saw that it wasn't. Thank you again. Nice. I didn't need your help anyway. I could have taken those monsters on myself. I was just busy. And you took me from my work. Bah. Or maybe less so with that priest. Thanks again. I'm okay now. Alright, let's take a close look at what we picked up there. So, Mardek's inventory was actually kind of full, unless it snuck in here somewhere. Let's see if it happened to go to someone else. The Solakian amulet, I believe, is what we just got. It is an accessory, an amulet shaped like the generic sun symbol. The holy icon of the deity Solak increases spirit. So 1 defense, 2 magic defense. That's roughly on par defensively with other items we've seen in the miscellaneous spot. Bright eyes, the blindness immunity skill, we've seen that on a couple of items as well. It does give a little bit of light resistance too and a little bit of spirit. So I think it's probably similar to, not sure if we have any on at the moment, but something like the Moonstone Ring, which gives insomnia. No, the dark version of this one that we may not, oh, here it is. The Onyx Ring. Instead of giving dark resistance, this one gives a little bit of light resistance, and yeah, it's actually, I'd argue it's probably a little bit of a worse version of the Onyx Ring. But we have it. So it's a thing. Okay, so, also, you guys were saying that we might have forgotten to speak to this priest over here. I was not sure if we managed to... What? I have no hair! You noticed, didn't you? I had to become a Solakian priest because I was so ashamed of being bald. I bought some hair tonic from a shifty peddler in Neuropolis, but it didn't work. I thought I'd grow hair that wasn't there, but it doesn't. It just makes hair silky and smooth. If only I had hair to make silky and smooth, hair I could show off anyway. Okay. You guys were saying one of the priests had a quest that perhaps we had not initiated. That might have technically kind of sort of been a quest of sorts. If we could find a way to get that priest his hair. Not sure if it was this guy, though. There are monsters in the depths of the temple. Bleeding evil monsters full of bile and soot. They're all crawling down there. I left a parchment down there, and I bet they've touched it and everything. I'll never write another book again. It's enough to drive a man mad. Mad! I think we have spoken to this guy before. That sounds vaguely familiar. I'm not sure if we can actually find that parchment. I don't recall. We could see in our quests. If we have anything here. We have the Sun Temple. Mardek has been a royal guard now for 3 years, and his colleagues Donovan and Charla were recently promoted to knights following acts of bravery and competence in various guard missions. The 3 of you have been sent to the Sun Temple in a huge desert in the Sutherlands to assist some priests of Solak, who contacted the guard for help after dark monsters started appearing in the lower levels. You must do all that you can to solve whatever problems you find before returning to the king. So that's one thing. That definitely seems like the primary quest. The Warding Stone? think this is a side quest, but I'm not sure if this was the one that you guys were referring to. There's a disturbance at the Sun Temple. The priests report monsters swarming through the lower levels of the temple, including dark types that they've never seen before. You're to find what's responsible, and fix it or stop it. The Slocking priest who gave you your quest, Shamash, suspects that an ancient device called the Warding Stone may be broken, and in need of replacing. He gave you a spare one for this purpose. Okay, that also seems pretty main questy, so not entirely sure which quest you guys were referring to in that case. Was it this one here? I'm pretty sure we spoke to this guy too. We're going down deep into the temple. Beware of the lizard people. They're right savage, you know. One once bit my leg off in one bite. Yes, okay, we definitely spoke to this guy, so I remember this conversation too. Okay. We definitely spoke to all these guys. If we go through here... Oh, I forgot there's this room as well. Okay, maybe this is it. Usually these two portals here lead to places, but I think that the dark energy or whatever is interfering with their, magicness. Yes, so they're broken. Okay. So yeah, once upon a time, maybe these things here were nifty portals, but at the moment they're just nice floor decorations that look slightly different. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything else in terms of other quests that we may have missed previously. I don't know if by going down into the actual temple where all the monsters are before we spoke to someone made it so that we were not able to. I think it might actually be the priest's hair that we were talking to earlier. Something to get that back for him. So I think what I'm likely to do here is I'm probably going to skip ahead a little bit until we basically make it back up to where we were in the temple previously. So time lapse incoming, kind of, sort of. Okay, so we're back where we were previously. So let's head on further into the Sun Temple. And as I was suspecting, I think we're going to find that we're getting very close to the end of it here. What did we find? In this location, where this looks very dramatic, because it is, Reptoid B is back. Look out.
They're here, Chieftain. These are the intruders, who are spawning the dark monsters and upsetting the balance. Then let us end them.
Okay, and here we have more of the Reptoids. We fought at least Reptoid A previously. So we have Reptoid B and Reptoid, I don't know, C, another generic Reptoid warrior, and then Slinik, who is the Reptoid chieftain, who has a little bit more elaborate armor and potentially weapon as well. He has high strength, very high attack, and only a slight resistance to earth, slight weakness to air. So, based on what we saw previously when we fought the Reptoid Warrior, I think we should be mindful of their physical attacks are going to be quite strong. Jarla is, of course, capable of dealing some air damage herself. Might we want to take out some of the warriors first, so that we're talking about only fighting Slinik? That might be the way to go. Because otherwise, I think their numbers are going to start to become a little bit overwhelming. And what is best in terms of physical versus magic attacks? Slinik has defense, physical defense, but does not have magical defense. Likewise with his friends. So let's go with the spell then against this guy. They are surprisingly rather tanky here. Fortunately, that one missed. That one did not. There you see, taking out half of Donovan's health in one hit. And, well, I would only assume that Slinik probably hits harder. Actually, let's take a quick look. Reptoid Warrior's 33 attack versus Slinik 34. Okay, maybe not a huge difference. And then for Mardek, again, probably capable of being our strongest attacker. Might be able to take out this Reptoid Warrior now. However, do we want to make a point of healing Donovan before our next turn so that way he's not as vulnerable? That might be the best way to go here. And yeah, so, you know, turns out Slinik, he's not just there to swing the axe, he's also there to breathe fire at us. Fortunately, he did pick Mardek. I think Donovan might have also been a reasonable choice because he does have a lot of fire resistance. If he were to go against Sharla, she would not be looking so great. So, Sharla can we take out at least this Reptoid Warrior here? I don't think you're going to be able to do it by yourself. I take it back. Maybe you can. So then we have the question of, do we go for Reptoid Warrior C or Slinic next? Slinic is definitely more dangerous because of that fire attack. I don't think the Reptoid Warrior can do that, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So maybe we deliberately target Slinic here. The HP difference between the two of them is not humongous, so I suppose we're just trying to take one out as soon as possible. Might take the same amount of turns to get rid of the Reptoid Warrior as it does to take out Slinic, and Slinic, like I said, theoretically a little more dangerous. So let's keep Donovan up here. More Fire Breath, again on Mardek. He is, of course, our tankiest character, so it's probably okay. Like I said earlier, as long as it's not Charla, we should be good. She's one use away from mastering Healing Wind. However, Lightning Bolt is very good against these guys, so I think let's focus on that for the time being. And Slinic, Donovan's probably not going to be able to take you out, but Mardek, I would think on his next turn, certainly could. So let's go for it. No, we were saying Flame is probably a little bit better than physical attack. He's low. So is Donovan, though. Okay, so on this occasion, yes, I think we opt to use an attack on Slinic. We really hope that Mardek doesn't miss. That probably jinxed. No. Okay, Slinic down. And now just the last Reptoid Warrior. This might be an occasion where we can slow down a little bit now that there's only one enemy to worry about. Focus on healing up Donovan, mastering Healing Wind. And now, yes, we'll continue to use Flame. We know we're only going to get one round of attacks per turn, and we should be more than capable of healing that off. And which likely means Mardek, who's actually not looking so great right now, because he's taken the vast majority of these hits. I think he can still go with the attack here, though, because look at that. Almost enough to single-handedly take out the Reptoid Warrior there. Charla, we wanted to, we could go for a Healing Wind here just to make Mardek look a little bit better at the end of this fight, but of course, if you were to attack right now, this would probably be over. So let's go for it. And that it is. So the Reptoid's down, and we do get a Phoenix Pinion, which is, remember, the more powerful of the Phoenix items, allowing us to revive one of our allies with full HP if they fall in battle. And then better potions, sure, pass those around. Reinforced leather, not, well, it looks like based on we have none of those in our inventory, we don't have any yet. I feel like we might have seen it at a shop somewhat recently, though. And the Scimitar, I forget if we looked at this previously, but we did pick one up in our previous Reptoid fight. And like we said, Charla masters Healing Wind.
You are truly powerful warriors. A grim fate awaits the world with you being successful like this. But this is the way things have become. End me now, warriors, sir. Give me an honorable death, at least. 'Tis but a simple request.
Hey, just wait a minute here. There's some kind of huge misunderstanding here. You are Reptoids, right? Why did you just attack us then?
You are strangers in this temple. You have been filling it with dark beasts somehow. These beasts threaten our homes and kill our prey and kin alike. We came to cleanse.
Ah, now I understand. See, we're not any kind of dark intruders. We're also here to get rid of some kind of evil presence in the temple, which is probably that. We're on your side. All just one great big misunderstanding. And you see, the Reptoids, they're not looking so good right now, sprawled on the ground like that.
But you have slain at least 3 of my warriors.
Yeah, true, but let's maybe put the past in the past.
We did,
but only in self-defense. We didn't really have much of a choice. I'm so deeply sorry. It won't happen again. Yes, Charlotte? You have something to add?
Yes, why don't we work together, Mr. Reptoid? You're trying to stop the evil bad guy, and so are we. So, if we work together, we can do that faster and better.
Work? With humans? Normally, I would never consider it, but this situation seems beyond my control. We have never experienced anything like these hordes of dark monsters before. I am retreating to my village now. If you are truly pure of heart and wish to help, then you will find me there. We can then discuss things further.
Okay, so, we've met the Reptoid Chieftain, and maybe this was all just one big misunderstanding, but, Reptoid A?
Chief? Why are you just leaving us here to die? Just because we were defeated in combat doesn't mean we're dead forever. What?
Other Reptoid? Reptoid B? No, we fought Reptoid A previously. Reptoid B fled. Reptoid C, one of you guys is actually Reptoid C. Otherwise, there's 2 Reptoid A's. Come on, guys. Somebody's got their roles mixed up.
Ugh, this floor tastes disgusting.
Alright, so maybe they're not doing so bad after all. And you see that now, we're seemingly making it towards the end of this temple here. As for what this thing on the ground in the middle here is, it's a pedestal of some sort. It's probably where the warding stone is supposed to go, based on the name at the top of the dialogue box, don't you think? Warding stone pedestal? Peculiar. Very peculiar. Coincidence? Don't bother. I think not.
You shouldn't have grown so attached to that little warty McStone, you know. You knew from the moment that he came into your tender care that you'd have to one day say goodbye. So please, overcome your emotional difficulties now. Say a good, long, teary farewell to the stone you wish was your lover and your son, and come back when you're good and ready.
Okay. If you say so. Alright. We'll replace the warding stone.
Unsurprisingly, it fits. Lips on the floor light up, and you feel a shift in the energies in the room. The whole atmosphere seems to change, from one of mild dread and uneasiness to one of calm pleasantness. You almost think you could smell a fragrant perfume, too.
Huh?
You may want to report this to Shamish when you have the chance.
Okay. So it seems as though it's back up and running? And what the heck? Where are we? On the other side of the temple, yes. However, we look at our map here. Not really sure where we've ended up here. Seemingly kinda in the middle of nowhere. Desert? Shifting sands of some sort? Battle that we cannot skip. Blood lizards. I think these were the kinds of lizards that we saw in those chests previously. So if we take a look at them, they are very weak to water. They're pretty resistant to fire. And if they are in fact the same, then we know that they can use some fire attacks that are very dangerous for Charla specifically, because she is, of course, weak to fire. So, let's try to take these guys out as quickly as we can. Not sure if she's going to be able to take anyone out in one hit. Unfortunately, let's target the one with the least HP, just in case there is a chance, though there definitely is not. That's nowhere near, quite frankly. Probably would prefer that they use their physical attacks, and I would have said it'd be nice for them to attack Mardek. However, we did not heal in between those fights, so we probably should have made a point to doing that, because Mardek is quite low at this stage. And the flames, well, not going to be doing too much against these guys with 70 fire resistance, so I think we've established that the way to go against them is to use a physical attack and deliberately miss the offensive reaction, so that it goes physical elemental rather than fire. And then Mardek, I mean, we should heal you. Tell you what, I think we attack with Mardek on his turn, and then Charla will use Healing Winds. Because Mardek, of course, is capable of dealing a lot of damage here. Might deliberately try to target the one with the most HP. Oh no, Mardek. So much for that plan. So much for that plan. You heal up at least. Now just, you know, leave Charla alone. And now you can, yeah. Now you can go back to attacking Mardek. That's fine. If you're gonna use your flame attack, definitely
do that on Mardek. Oh, partway through, I was like, wait, am I supposed to hit the reaction or not? And I did ultimately press the button. Fortunately, it was too late for it to actually take effect, and so that did mean that we still had the physical elemental attack that dealt more damage rather than the fire one, and that did allow us to finish off the Blood Lizard. Down, Mardek. Attempt number 2. Come on. There we go. Now it's down. And Sharla, again, you could heal. Could even heal everyone. She is capable, I'm not sure if we've done this previously, but she is capable of healing everyone in the party in one turn. In the past, I think we've made it so that she's focused on one person at a time, but on this occasion, everyone's taking a little bit of damage, so it seemed to make a little more sense to split. And there is the fire attack against Sharla. That is not what we wanted to see. With only one enemy left, though, Sharla should be fine at least for this fight. As for future fights, well, we'll probably want to heal in between. And remember to do that, unlike what happened with Mardek this time around. Okay, so let's do that right now before we forget. I suppose Mardek has a fair bit of MP, more than Sharla, so let's do it with him. And still, no sign of anything here. But perhaps... Huh? What is this? Huh? Is that a Reptoid? A Reptoid Commoner? Are you from the Sun Temple above, humans? The priests there speak as if we are intruders in their sacred land. But we were here long before they arrived. We never bothered them anyway, but still, they hate us. Yeah, that seems unfortunate. And perhaps is why there was already that tension between us when the Reptoids showed up, and they assumed that we were enemies, when in fact, we weren't. Now here, this appears to be a shop, led by some kind of Reptoid. And here we find the Scimitar, which actually has a new reaction that we have not yet gotten on anyone. So it has 33 attack, which is slightly higher than the Champion Sword, surprisingly enough. Champion Sword is 32, whereas this is 33. These curved swords are forged specially in the Reptoid village of... Okay, and admittedly, I don't remember / know how you're technically supposed to pronounce the name of this village. Xantusia? Something like that? Basically pronounce the X as if it's a Z? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what technically is the proper way of saying that. They score critical hits more often than straighter swords. So they have a 10% crit chance, which I think is also, yeah, right around the crit chance of the Champion Sword. Just about any other sword is significantly lower than that. You'll find bronze is 4, everything should basically be 4, except for the Champion Sword, which had higher crit, in addition to its really high damage and light elemental component. Whereas the Xantusian Scimitar, the higher damage, +1 strength as well, and the higher crit too. So this is actually quite good. And unless we feel like we have a reason to want to have the light elemental attacks, then this would technically be more effective than the Champion Sword that we picked up for Mardek. So I think we have picked up a couple, because we got one in our first fight against the Reptoids, and I think we got another in our initial fight. Hiding here? Yeah, we just hadn't checked them out yet. So that is probably worth equipping on Mardek, so that he can learn that reaction, because he has already mastered the plus 30% offensive reaction on the Champion Sword. Okay, so no need to buy that now. But then we see there's another Iron Spear, which was one that we happened to pick up in the Sun Temple as well. And that had some skills for both Donovan and Sharla. We had put it on Donovan because he had mastered his other abilities on his previous spear, whereas Sharla, at least at the time, had not. Donovan has now mastered Remove Numbness, so theoretically he doesn't need it anymore. So we could swap that over to Sharla. And therefore, since Sharla has now mastered everything on her starting spear, that might be a way to make it that we don't need to buy this Iron Spear here. It's only 500 coins, so it's not that much. And it is a higher base damage weapon, so it does make sense to probably have both Sharla and Donovan using this. So let's take it. That way their physical attacks are a little bit stronger. And we see an Iron Axe. Remember, we picked up a great axe previously in Chapter 2, but we didn't have anyone who could equip it. Here we see another instance of an axe weapon, a different kind, this go-round, with a human offensive reaction. That's a little unnerving. And then bronze shield, we've seen plenty of these, and we did just pick up a reinforced leather from that previous fight there. You can see it here. It gives the damage soak 20 ability, and it is a light armor, which means it is something that theoretically we could have either Donovan or Charla equip. So I believe that skill is something that Mardek has already mastered from either this shield or some other previous shield, or some kind of chest plate that might not have been accessible for our spellcasters like Donovan, Charla, and Emla in Chapter 2. So this might actually be a very helpful thing for us to have, so that our spellcasters can have that reaction. How expensive is it? It's 5,000 though, so maybe we're fine with just having one for the moment, and we can cycle through having this item on different people, allowing them to master that skill and not worry ourselves too much about doubling up. Okay, so that's the stuff we see there. As for the bookshelf, it's a bookshelf full of various magazines and annuals about armor. The Chainmail Bikini Edition catches your eye. Mardek. This bookshelf is a bookshelf full of various magazines and annuals about weapons, and includes such eccentric models as a handheld paper fan, some kind of hair clip or headdress, a megaphone, and some kind of strange sword combined with a gun. Who'd use such ridiculous things? I don't know, man. Definitely not a reference to some other game. Okay, here we have it's a sign. Talking to it must be a rollicking lark. So here we have a save crystal, and the innkeeper, of course.
My business is booming. That save crystal over there can heal all ailments in a flash of light. So I just did away with sleeping rooms entirely. And it's free, too. So loads of people come all the time. Wow, this is the highlight for me. Surely I shall become a millionaire soon. But the save crystal is free to use. You aren't earning any money.
What? Oh. Sorry to break the news to you, buddy. Let's read your bookshelves. It's chock full of reptoid. What? Oh no! Reptoids, how dare you! This bookshelf has fiction books on the shelf, all seeming to be about warriors and hunting and honor and so on. Okay. And then I think this is probably a good place for us to wrap up here. So let's save at this save crystal. And next time round, we will check out what else is going on in this village. Of course, we ran into several reptoids along the way, and the reptoid chieftain, and he did say, meet me back in town and we can talk then. So what exactly the deal is with him, we'll just have to wait and see. Is he really a friend? Is he really a foe? Only time will tell.